Today, we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Majin Buu or Super Buu. I think I have the Japanese release, if I'm not mistaken. I have Majin Buu on this box. The other one is, I believe it says Majin Buu Super, which is the US release, if I'm not mistaken. I did make sure that this thing wasn't fake, because I was like, why does that say Majin Buu? But it seems the original one says that, and it also is BOO, whereas in English it's BUU. So that's a little intriguing. Just thought I'd note that. Massive box turning it around. We can see pictures, of course, Gotenks and Fat Buu, who I don't have. I will have, though. He's getting re-released, so I have to have him. And that is essentially the box, so let's just break them out. And included within the tray here, we have 2 alternate heads for Super Buu himself, a Fat Buu head, an effect part, fists, some open hands, and point, and a kind of like this hand? I don't know. And that is what is included. And so getting Buu out of the box, he looks fantastic. I think this thing looks great. It is not missing much. I think everything about it looks good. The arm detailing looks great. They have little steam ports on the shoulder and upper arm. Pants, they're very baggy, very well sculpted in my opinion. The torso looks great with the kind of, again, the steam ports up towards the neck, and then he also has the belt buckle. And I mean, there's not a lot wrong here, and not really a lot to screw up. Again, he's just a guy, he's a tall pink man with a weird tentacle on his head. He looks great. As far as it goes, there's not a lot to screw up. He just looks great. Even from the back here, they have the knees filled in. Everything's there again. Steam ports everywhere on him. He just looks great. There's not really a lot more to say, really, except he is phenomenal. The head sculpt we currently have on here, easily my favorite one, though. The evil smirk, which just looks great. Again, we'll show it a little bit later with the heads. But it is just a great thing. One thing to note, though, he is really tall. He's a lot taller than I would have actually expected him to be. I knew he was tall, but I didn't think he was as big as he is. I don't have anyone to do a comparison with, which is a shame. Again, everybody's posed up. Actually, hold on. Can I grab Beerus? Beerus is, like, the closest thing to standing up. There we go. There's Beerus. Yeah, that's quite the difference. And Beerus is on a stand, so if we were actually to put him level with him, yeah, that's a lot more than I would have anticipated Buu to have, honestly. I didn't think he was going to be that big. He is massive. And he just does look good. They have very nice shading on the pants. Everything's great. But there's one small issue I have, which is kind of these little hand guard thingies. Not that they rotate. I think that's a good thing. It's just when you're changing the hands, they kind of get in the way. Specifically these ones, because there's not really a good way to get in there and grab it, in my opinion. See, we can get it off, and oh, thank the gods, he has the good pegs, though. He has the good hand pegs, because, oh, man, that's the one thing they always do with these big figures that makes it so good, is they always have those big hand pegs instead of, like, the hinge joint. I hate them. They're scary, and it makes me a little less scared to change his hands. But essentially, that's it for him, so he does have a bunch of accessories, which we are going to talk about, because, well, we kind of have to, don't we? First up for accessories, of course, his hands. Out of the box, he actually comes with neutral hands, weirdly enough. That's a first, really. It's 2 figure art reviews in a row where they have different hands out of the box. He does have fisted, though, this time. They're just in the box, which, again, will show everything here. Starting out, we have the fisted hands, which, of course, are your typical fists, except they're big and pink. Very cool. And then he has Ki Blast hands, which are also pretty big. And then he has 2 alternate hands, which are different. A pointing hand and a kind of flicking hand, which is nice. I don't mind those hands. They look good. Not really a lot wrong there. But then we have the head sculpts, which, as I said, taking a look at the one out of the box here, the smirk. I love that one. It looks so good. They got the blue in the mouth. It looks phenomenal. Everything looks great with that one. Not really a lot wrong with it. Up next, we have the kind of angry face, where he kind of got this, like, really sad look on his face, but he's like he looks like an angry toddler. That's what he looks like, is an angry toddler. That one's great as well. I love that one. But then we have possibly, again, I love the first one, but this one here is probably his best face, honestly. The screaming face. It's so animated. It's just a lot to it, you know? There's a lot of things to it, and it's very good. I'm just going to swap it in here on camera, which, again, he has the double ball peg. Oh, my God. He's doing everything right here, man. He's doing everything I need him to do. You just swap that on. Doesn't that look so good? It's just on there. You got that. It's very well painted. He has all the veins sculpted. The mouth is very, very long. I just hit the tray. It's probably going to be louder on camera than it was when I actually just hit it in person. But, yeah, that one's kind of there. But, obviously, there's another 2 accessory parts that kind of don't apply to this figure. And those 2 accessories are a head for Fat Boo, which... yeah, I mean, it's cool. It actually does work on him, which is funny. I'm not going to do it, but it does work. And then we have this spec part, which technically you could get to work. It does actually fit on the pointing finger hand if you want him to, like, do a little blast out of his fingertip. But it is actually supposed to go on Fat Boo's head here, so he has a little blast going. That's what it is. That's what it's for. It's neat, but again, I kind of wish we could have got a little more for him, maybe? Again, it's a nice throw-in, but is this supposed to be angry or like Happy Boo? I can't tell what's going on here with this face. It's really kind of iffy. Again, don't have the figure to go with this one yet. Again, pre-orders are up for the re-release of Fat Boo, which, yeah, I'm obviously getting Fat Boo. I'm not gonna not get him. I really do want that figure, but I wanted this guy a lot too. And that is essentially his accessories, so let's just get into the articulation, which is also pretty good. He has a very good neck joint. Again, double ball peg, man. I don't know why they don't do it more. They usually only do it. The only ones that tend to have it, I think, are the ones that like the weird head thing, like that little platform, like Ginyu or Jiren have it. And then usually like Broly has it as well, or he's just such a big figure. The arms, they do go forward and back. There is a very good butterfly joint in there. Maybe a little too good because it's a bit gappy, but it is there. He does have a swivel, double elbow. The wrist does rotate at this cusp here as well, and the ball joint in the hand allows it to actually move quite well. Again, I really think I like these hands more. Like, the way they do these ones, I love. They just do them way better. The swivel up here. This goes for the same thing I was saying in the Android 21 review, where characters without, like, any clothing up top or wherever, it just actually allows for a lot better articulation, because, again, they don't have to, like, sculpt, like, the ripples of, like, the gi or whatever, like on Goku, so it doesn't really interrupt it. Forward, back, outward, a swivel, a knee joint. Again, doesn't go too far, and actually might be a little too low. I feel like it should be up a little higher. And then at the ankle here, again, I believe it's a double ball peg, and it does look to be. He does have a swivel, and of course he has a little toe bend. Like, that's maybe a little too little of a toe bend, honestly. Why is it so far up? And that is Boo's articulation, and that is essentially Boo. So as far as my final thoughts go for Majin Buu here, what do I think? I think he's great. Honestly, there's no flaws with him, honestly. Accessory-wise, maybe he could have done with a little more, but I don't think there's much more they could have done with him. He's just perfect, in my opinion. He is literally perfect. And I paid a good bit. He's actually one of the more expensive figures I own now. I think he's in second. Yay, he's second to Tien. I thought he was going to beat Tien. He was down by $1, I think. So he was well over $200. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit, and I did get him from the same person I got the Zamasu from. I didn't review him yet, though. I'm scared to break him, really. I don't want to break that Zamasu. I really wanted that thing. And that guy has a lot of good stuff. So, very good eBay seller. And if I'm being honest here, this thing's just great. It's a 5 out of 5. No doubt. No issues. Again, the accessories, I don't think they're that bad. I do hate when they do figure DLC, though. It is one of those ones that I do typically hate. Especially when it's the Majin Buu head, where it's such a large head. They could have gave him a third head sculpt. Again, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. But, you know, it's there. He's great. Is he going to get a re-release? Probably not soon. I think he just got re-released in 2022, so that's the thing. With certain guys lately, it's like, oh, they might get a re-release, like the other Boo, right? But this guy, like I said, just 2022 wasn't that long ago, really. 3 years ago, I think the figure initially came out in 2019, if I'm looking, yes, so it looks like the box says 2019, so yeah, that's kind of, I don't think he's going to get a re-release soon. Maybe in a few years, but I don't think as of right now, he's not going to get one within the next year or two, most likely, which is unfortunate because he is stupidly good. If you can get him for a good price, 100% recommend him. There might even be a third-party one, which I did get a third-party figure to go along with this guy, and he is on the way. Yes, I actually did. I actually bothered to get a third-party figure for the first time. First ever third-party toy. I did get the upgrade kit for that animated Optimus one time. But that's for another video, of course. And that's basically all I have to say here about SH Figuarts Majin Buu Super. This has been Delete signing out.